Everyone's heard the headlines. Charlie Kirk, Utah Valley University, a shooter on the roof. But here's what no one's talking about. When I reviewed the video of the shot itself, it looks like the round actually struck Kirk's body armor and then ricocheted either in whole or in fragments into his neck and head. Now, this is speculative, but it fits the evidence. He appeared to be wearing a rifle plate, not soft armor. And this seems to be common based upon videos of, his events in the past. That choice makes sense. Rifle plates are built to stop high-powered calibers, like 30-06 that was used here. But a plate alone isn't the full system. It should always be paired with soft armor underneath. Soft armor doesn't just stop pistol rounds. It cushions impact and reduces fragmentation or deflection at odd angles. Without that layer, a high-angle strike like this can skip off the plate and drive shrapnel or deflected rounds into exposed areas. Exactly what appears to have happened here. It's a brutal reminder that even the right protective gear has limitations, and small gaps in preparation can have catastrophic outcomes. And that brings us to the larger issue. How this event was secured, or more accurately, how it wasn't. Protective operations of this scale usually extend out to 1/8 of a mile, about 220 yards. This isn't arbitrary. It's meant to cover elevated vantage points, rooftops, hillsides, anywhere a shooter could set up. The position Robinson used was well inside that envelope, meaning it should have been identified and mitigated during advanced planning. This was a textbook elevated threat, a rooftop with direct line of sight. A proper advance would have flagged roof access, locked it down, posted personnel, or at least monitored it with tech. And tech doesn't mean military budgets, a drone in the air, or even motion or seismic sensors on stairwell doors could have been enough to expose the threat. We know that there were 6 police officers and 5 security guards present. 11 total. That's not presidential level, but in my experience, that's enough to secure the basics if leadership sets the right priorities. Dividing responsibility so someone's covering forward recon and roof access could have made all the difference. Now, context matters. UVU is essentially one continuous campus building with classes in session. You can't realistically shut down an entire college. So the trade-off is clear. Indoors reduces elevated threats, but shrinks attendance. Outdoors grows turnout, but exposes risk. They chose outdoors, which I don't think is unreasonable. But the choice should have been paired with aerial surveillance to close that rooftop gap. Could they have added bag checks and magnetometers? Sure. And that would have reduced the risk of a close quarters attack. But those measures require more manpower. And in a relatively low threat environment like warm Utah, the decision was probably made to forego them. That's the exact blind spot lone actors exploit. Low risk expectancy. A textbook soft target. So, was this preventable? Not with certainty, but within the accepted standards of protective operations, yeah, this could have been mitigated. Roof access points within 220 yards should have been secured. A drone overhead could have identified an elevated shooter before he got into position. But the real takeaway is that low threat environments are only low threat until someone decides to exploit them. Security isn't about comfort. It's about anticipating the one move nobody expects. Because the attacker always gets a vote.